Hey Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline and fans. You're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important DC Comic Rebirth review so I can help you make decisions on what DC Comic Rebirth titles to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about new #1 to the series, and that is Justice League issue #1. Here's the way the cover looks. Tony S. Daniel is on the artwork, and I couldn't be happier that he's on the artwork. I love his artwork. Loved it when he was on Superman. Loved it when he was on Deathstroke. It's absolutely gorgeous to see. Here we get to see Wonder Woman going in some action shots right now. She's flying through the sky with like her thunderbolt, and just you get to see like these facial expressions when she is in battle. And it's absolutely awesome. I really loved looking at this book. Just things blowing up all over the place. Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz are actually in this issue as well. And sorry about the lack of focus there. But yeah, again, this book is absolutely a physical treat. And throughout the book, you get to see everybody in here. You get to see Cyborg, you get to see Flash. You get to see them all in this particular issue, and that was really cool to see what Tony S. Daniel is going to do in this book visually. So visually, really good book. So what did I think about this story? Well, in issue #1, or the actual Rebirth issue, we got to see the formation of the team. And we got to see Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz officially part of the team. We got to see the pre-New 52 Superman officially part of this team, that he's going to be part of this team. And they took on this big alien bug creature. It was really a real simplistic written book. Point A to point B, fighting the monster of the week, and that's basically what happened in the book. Well, in this issue, it opens up with Wonder Woman, and she's basically fighting against a war in Russia or whatnot. And she goes and she explains, this is not how war is and whatnot. So it goes a little bit into her character. But ever since that particular part of the issue, we get to see something that we already seen before. And we saw this in Brian Hitch's JLA series, where you get to see the news broadcaster all over the news. And she's just sitting there saying, the world is coming into peril. It's at extinction level. There's earthquakes all over the place. The world has never seen great danger like this before. Bullshit. Happens all the time, right? I mean, we just saw it in the last issue, in the Rebirth issue. So we find out, we have Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz. They're trying to stop these earthquakes from actually happening, trying to contain the damage, the loss of life, the buildings falling over. And what the issue does is it just cycles through each and individual particular hero dealing with the major catastrophe that's going on in the actual, issue. Focuses over to Cyborg, kind of remembering everybody that he was a football player and that he used to play football. Here we get to see Flash, kind of shows how fast how fast that he is, and things like that. Aquaman, it just does a very, one page and done type of thing throughout the characters on how they're handling their particular catastrophe in the city that they're at this particular point in time. Now, throughout the issue, we get to see these weird-looking zombie-like people, which it looked like for me they kind of tied into, like, at first I would want to say to the Green Lantern series, as you get to see the people with the red eyes and everything else. But it doesn't seem like that. They're just like green light, stolen words, stolen speed. That's all they would say throughout the issue. So you're not really sure what these creatures are. And Wonder Woman's looking over her shoulder or whatnot, and they just keep saying that the kindred is coming or whatnot, and your time is over. So you got to see that throughout the entire issue. As we get to a close, it seems like Brian Hitch is already doing something that we've already seen. He's releasing these big bug creatures onto the world, which we saw in the very last issue, which I wasn't very keen on as well. And then by the time we wind up getting to the issue, we wind up seeing Wonder Woman just turning her back and she's fighting these people once again, and it's to be continued. So, what did I think about this book? When it comes to the Justice League, I have high expectations for it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was spoiled by Jeff Johns' run, and his writing was really well done. His stories were always top-notch, left you with a really good cliffhanger. The art was always really good, especially when Jason Fabok was on the art. Artwork, I don't have an issue with whatsoever. I think Tony S. Daniels' artwork is absolutely beautiful on the book, and he's going to be a perfect fit on here. However, when it comes to introduction story, I felt like I was almost reading the Rebirth issue all over again. We dealt with giant creatures and insects flying around, and a big catastrophe throughout the world. And we kind of already saw that in the last issue of this. So it just kind of continued the same thing. I didn't really have an idea where the story was going. Didn't really give me an insight of all the characters. I already know who's going to be in the Justice League. So I just thought maybe something would have been a better introduction, maybe with them starting in the Watchtower, getting some distress calls, maybe a little bit more character development in Brian Hitch's eyes. I just wanted something more of this than just some action balls to the walls, the Justice League just saving, putting out fires here and there. It just didn't make for a very in-depth story. Now, obviously, I'm going to continue reading it, but I want something much more to this series. Now, you know, it could take a little bit of time to develop, but I just felt that there was something lacking in this particular book. So, in the end, I gotta give this one, unfortunately, a 3.25 out of 5 stars. I was interested, but at the end of the day, I just wanted more out of this. It just seemed like I was reading a Rebirth issue all over again. The only difference is the team was together. And in fact, in this particular issue, I don't even remember seeing Superman in this book. And if he was in there very shortly, and I could have been wrong. Saw Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Flash. Yeah, Superman was like maybe in one panel, and that was really it. And same with Batman. So there was no real character interaction between the two except for Jessica and Simon Baz. And Jessica seemed like she was just too scared, too timid, and a little bit too reliable on Simon Baz. And that was the only thing that I got out of all the characters here. So, yeah, kind of weak issue for me. 3.25 out of 5 stars. Outstanding artwork. I am definitely looking forward to more. Hopefully the story just gets a little bit more in depth. So guys, in the comments below, please leave me your discussion on what you thought of this particular issue. And as fans, thank you so much for watching Comic Frontline. And until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Take care, guys. Bye.